All right, and of course, like we promised you, today we will give you a rare chance to go behind the entire process of preparing in-flight meals right here on your wall. So thank you very much for joining us. My name is Winnie Lubembe. You want to stick around until the end of the conversation just to see the entire process. And I can promise you, it is very rigorous. It is they observe hygiene to the next level, okay? So we'll take you behind the scenes. And of course, to help us just understand the whole process, Chef is already doing his magic in the kitchen. But of course, right beside me is Captain Paul Njoroge, who's Director of Operations right here at KQ. Thank you so much, Captain, for first of all allowing us to come here and get the whole process of what usually happens behind the scene. And of course, again, the chef is doing his magic, and that is Chef Timothy Njoroge, who's Executive Chef at NAS Air. And of course, again, he's busy, okay? So before we talk to the chef, very quickly, Captain, when we talk about the in-flight meals, there's so many things that happen that we don't get to see almost all the time. But one of the things that I'm curious about is the menu, right? How do you select your menu? What is that process like?
Good morning, Winnie, and good morning, guests.
So,
when we select our meals,
yeah,
it's very interesting. So what we do is that we profile our routes.
Okay.
So what time are we departing from a certain particular station? Are we departing in the morning or are we departing in the evening? So if we're departing in the morning, we would do the breakfast.
Okay.
Or if we're departing at night, we would have a dinner service. But more interestingly is we also profile our guests.
Okay.
So if we're going to Johannesburg, for instance, there's certain meals that they like. So we prepare meals for those particular guests. If we're going to Mumbai, we prepare curry foods. So we look at the profile of the passenger, the time of day, and even the kind of taste buds that the passengers have. So the chefs are very good at knowing what kind of taste buds the passengers like, and then we get feedback from them so that we can get the best experience.
On the same. So I have a question. As KQ, how many passengers do you feed in a day?
We generally feed between 6,000 to 10,000 passengers in a day.
That is a lot of people.
Correct.
In one day.
Yes.
And let me just point out something. This is just a small kitchen where, again, you develop like your many meals right here. But the actual kitchen is pretty big, and of course we can't go there now because it is busy 24 hours a day. So right here is just to show you what exactly happens behind the scenes. But of course we'll get a chance to go there.
Right.
maybe. So 6,000, that is a lot of people.
Yes.
To feed in a day. So do you ever close? When it comes to the kitchen, is there a day where you're like, you know what, as we can take a break for like a second, and then come back?
So,
oh wow.
Well, we don't actually close.
No.
KQ runs 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, all the time, day and night. We are preparing. So what happens? The team here at NAS, they have access to our systems.
Okay.
They can see how many passengers we have on each particular day, and they're checking which flights they're on, checking against the menu, and they do not sleep.
I can
so
imagine.
On a constant shift change here between ourselves and themselves, making sure that we get it right for the passengers.
Absolutely. And of course, I'm curious, to speak to Chef. I know he's busy right now, but Chef, what is like your typical day in the kitchen like? Because again, 6,000 to 10,000 passengers in a day, that's a lot of people.
It's busy. Busy throughout, busy down the clock.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's quite busy.
Okay, all right. So what do you start by? I mean, Captain Paul has talked about the fact that there's some things that you need to put in place, you consider before coming up with a certain menu for the people. But for you, where does the process start?
The process starts from the menu development.
Okay.
You have to develop the menu. Once you develop the menu, we come back again and now start getting the raw materials in place, and then start the process.
Okay. All right.
It takes quite some time to develop the menus. So you have to develop the menus, do the testing, get the feedback, then come back and do the whole setup of the menu.
Okay, and like I said again, during the whole preparation, there's no time to rest. It's very fast paced. For you guys, so what are some of the rules that you have to abide by as far as preparing, you know, the meals?
Food safety is an aspect that cannot be.
Yeah, I mean, one of them, I cannot come near you because I have nail polish on.
Yes, yeah. So food safety is quite important in the process. We have to ensure that whatever we are serving to our customers is safe for human consumption, and that we have followed all the steps in the food preparation process.
Okay.
So those steps are called, we have critical control points. Those critical control points, they enable us to eliminate any hazard that can be in the meals. So those critical control points have to be followed to and have to be adhered to. Yeah, it's quite important to adhere to the process and the system.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And Captain, like we said, all the meals are freshly prepared. Because most of the time, some of us thought, eating frozen food that we're eating. But that is not the case. It is all freshly prepared. So take us through that process from supplies all the way to up until I get the food on, you know, on my plate. What is that process like? How do you do it? Because it's like you said, it's a constant process that it never stops.
So we have a great partnership with NAS. So we are at NAS Surveyor.
Yes.
NAS Surveyor are the ones who prepare the meals for us.
Okay.
And we are two different companies. So what we do is that when we give NAS the number of passengers, so 24 hours or 48 hours before, generally 24 hours they have exact number of passengers. What they do, they have a supply chain and logistics team, and they order from the Kenyan market.
I like that.
So from the
Supporting our
farmer,
own. Yes.
kutoka kwa shamba
Yes.
yetu huku Kenya.
Yes.
So from the Kenyan market, they order certain foods based on the menus that we have for the current season. Sometimes the food comes from Mombasa, sometimes it comes from different parts of the country. So I won't mention the different parts of the country, but then the food gets here, gets to the stores.
Okay.
So they have a store, an inventory, and they sort out the different foods. Then obviously chef team starts.
That's now
Something-
becomes the product.
Yes.
Now we start is we call it receiving. Yeah, we have to ensure that whatever we are receiving, we take. We have something called the batch numbers. We have something called traceability. Traceability is quite key in the process. So we have to ensure that whatever we are receiving, all the raw materials that we are receiving from our farmers, they have gone through. They have batch numbers so that you can do traceability. So we get the raw materials. We receive the raw materials, then they're stored, and they go there, now they get into the process.
Okay.
The process involves, if it's fruits and vegetables, they have to go through sanitization. We have to sanitize all the products before they get into the process. So sanitization is quite critical because now you move all the soil, all anything, any bacteria that can be in the products before they get into the process. So getting into the process, now we move from critical control point, that is critical control point 2, we move to critical control point 3.
Okay.
Critical control point 3 now is actual preparation.
Okay.
So during the actual preparation, we have to ensure that all the meals that you are cooking, all the meals that are getting into the jikos, they attain the correct temperatures.
Oh, yes.
Temperatures have to be recorded. Yes. Documentation has to be done so that all the meals that we have prepared, we have the correct temperatures, and they have attained. If I'm cooking a protein, it has to be above 75 degrees. If I'm doing a veg, it has to be above 65 degrees. This ensures that bacterial multiplication is eliminated.
It's eliminated,
So it's safe for human consumption.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Now
then,
from there, again, after cooking now, the next process is blast chilling. Blast chilling is once I cook my meals to above 75 degrees, I have to bring those meals within a period of 2 hours to 5 degrees.
Okay.
So they go through the process of blast chilling. Blast freezer brings the temperatures down within a very short time.
Okay.
Then after that, now the meals go for storage. That is called cold soaking. Do the cold soaking. That meals remains at the same temperature. From there, the meals go to the packaging.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey,
From the
we'll see
packaging
that,
now,
yes.
after packaging is done at controlled temperatures as well. So we can just do about, in the 15 minutes, you have to do about 45 meals. So temperatures are recorded. You have to get all the temperatures, documentation done, batch numbers taken. Then you package as per the passengers on board.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is a lot of work,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it is necessary, right?
Correct.
Okay, and of course, Chef, we'll see all that today.
Yeah.
So what are you preparing for us today?
Today I'm gonna do. I want to do a bit of.
And it's all vegetarian today.
a bit of vegan,
A bit of
a
vegan.
bit of veg
Oh,
sausage,
okay.
vegetable sausage. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, and of course, we can see all that.
Yeah.
And like we promised, we will see the entire process up until it is packaged. But
Yes.
very quickly, let me talk to Captain. So, Captain, is there like a no-no? You know, as far as some of these menus, because I know most of the time that is being handled by NAS, right? But of course, as KQ, I know you have your standard.
Yes.
As far as what the menu looks like, what the meal looks like. So, what is that for you?
So the customer is the most important for us.
Okay.
So what we present must be tasty.
Okay.
So when the customer gets that, they must savor the taste and enjoy the taste. And the one thing that we cannot have is any foreign object on the food.
Yes.
The food must be completely free of any substances. Broken glass should not be there. So that's a complete no-no for us.
Okay.
Now, as Chef Tim has talked about, the process is critical.
It's
Each
very
point
fast.
is critical. So the next time you see a meal on the aircraft
Yes.
in front of you,
Yeah.
know that it has gone through a
The rigorous
lot
process,
of
yes.
processes.
Yeah.
Even the croissant, which is actually made fresh
Yeah.
here. So the cake that you see on board is made here. So basically for us, it's making sure that the guest is satisfied and that there is nothing that can make the guest sick on board or any foreign object. So that's our complete no-no
Yeah.
in terms of the meals on board.
Absolutely. And then in terms of the safety aspect of the plane and what is needed on the plane, what are some of the things, aside from, yes, the broken glass, you know, all those things, but even how the meal is packaged, how the aircraft, you know, is like, and how it's sort of like made in terms of to fit all these things, because you're carrying people, you're carrying food, you're carrying everything, you know, so just the safety aspect of the same, what is allowed and what is not allowed.
So when the food comes on board,
Yeah.
it is frozen.
Okay. Oh, it has to be frozen.
You
Oh,
remember
yeah.
what Chef Tim
talked
said?
about?
It
Yes.
is at 5 degrees.
Yes.
So it is frozen, and we have dry ice.
Okay.
Now, dry ice, if you have dry ice in large quantities, it consumes the oxygen. So we make sure that the dry ice is not in close contact to the passengers,
Okay.
and that it's in small quantities. So from a safety perspective, we make sure that the crew are trained on how to handle dry ice.
Yes.
Then, when the meal is on board, it can only be heated once.
Oh, yes. You don't eat like half of it and after you store the other one will eat later.
No. So once the meal gets into so the aircraft has got ovens. I don't know if many people know that.
Yes.
So the aircraft actually does have ovens. So we have
Yes.
a kitchen on board. So
Yeah.
after Chef Tim gives us a meal,
Yeah.
we have
We only thought it's just the fridge and that's
our
it.
mini kitchen. So
Yes.
it's called a galley.
Yeah.
So in aviation terms, it's called galley. And that mini galley is our kitchen.
Yeah.
In that kitchen, we have hot water, we have ovens, we have coolers or fridges, basically where we can keep things. So when we take the food out from the frozen area, we put them in the ovens, heat them up for the passenger. Now that's why we normally announce to the passenger, the meal time is at this time.
Okay.
Because once this meal is heated,
Yeah.
it cannot be reheated like the food at
Oh,
home.
yeah.
From a safety perspective, we have to give you the food at that particular time.
Okay.
But for our business class passengers, we even go an extra mile. We ask them what time they want their meal, so that we heat it at that particular time.
Yeah.
So that's the extra service that we give to our business class passengers.
Okay.
Yes, so that they have
I
a
like that.
safe meal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. But something, it's interesting that you mentioned that you have ovens. So there's no microwave.
No.
Why not? The microwave is faster.
Safety.
Safety.
Safety, and then the
taste.
microwave.
Yeah. And taste as well.
Yes.
I like
so
that.
he
Yes.
can talk about the taste.
About the microwave part of it. Once you heat the meals in the microwave,
Yeah.
you drain all the moisture in it. So the texture of the product is not the same way once as you heat in the oven.
Yeah.
So the microwave actually is not the best for heating the meals.
Okay.
Yes.
And something else, and since Captain Paul talked about taste, which again is very important, because me, I want my meal,
tasty, spicy. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But one thing that I've noticed and I've learned and I'm like, wait, what? Is that the food changes taste. Like the way from how it tastes here on the ground and when you're up there, it is totally, why?
The meals, we ensure that whatever you're preparing on ground there, you have to make sure that it's spicy,
Okay.
tasty. The seasoning is correct because they're following the recipes. We have
Alright.
standard recipes that we do follow. But testing of the meals on the ground and testing the meals 38,000 to about 44,000 meals above the sea level, the taste buds changes.
Okay.
So the palates change. So you taste the meals differently. So if the meals, it tastes like the meals are not fully seasoned, sometimes they're a bit flat. But once you taste the meals on the ground, it's very different.
Yeah.
Because of the palates. The taste
Okay.
buds, they change.
Okay.
Above 38,000 feet above the sea level, the taste buds.
The altitude, it does something to your taste
Yeah,
buds.
you
that
can't
you're
taste the
able to-
saltiness, you can't taste the sweetness.
Yeah.
You can't taste something where there's sugar or salt.
It's interesting that even coffee
Even
tastes different.
coffee, because the boiling point about 38,000 feet above the sea level is not 100 degrees.
Yeah.
It's less than 100 degrees.
Yeah.
So that's why the coffee is not, it's just about, it's like lukewarm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not quite hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is very interesting. So now that we're talking about taste, and so then does that influence how you prepare the meals?
Yes, we
here?
have to make sure that during the preparation, we follow the procedures.
Okay.
The procedures is, as I said, you have to follow all the procedures. Make sure that your meals are well seasoned. Make sure that whatever you're sourcing from, our sourcing meals, our sourcing products, whatever you're sourcing from, all our suppliers are certified.
Okay.
So actually, before you get to the tasting of the meal, you have to go back all the way again
Oh yeah.
to
Where did you get it from?
the meals are coming from the farmers. The farmers are the farmers practicing eco-friendly systems.
Oh, yes.
And the farmers are the farmers taking care of the environment. So coming all that way, you have to ensure that whatever you're getting from our suppliers,
Yeah.
they are of good quality.
Okay.
We do audit our farmers. We do audit our suppliers to ensure that they are keeping to our standards. Because our standards are international standards.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So you have to keep the international standards.
Okay.
So once you get the products in the process, now a bit of cooking, we have to ensure that the flavor, part of it, the
You
texture,
also keep it, yeah.
the texture is taken care of. Seasoning, spices here and there, they're taken care of.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, chef. So let
And
me give
testing
you
is
a
done
chance.
on a regular basis.
Oh, yeah.
Meals have to be tested.
Yeah,
And you
because
have
you can't
to-
give
you have to
people
do
something
organoleptic
that you've not
testing.
verified.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then take us through your process, what you're making today. Let's see the food that we're making, because like you said earlier on, it's a bit of vegan. Today
Yeah.
in the kitchen. Do you want me to come help you? 'Cause I know you told me you have nail polish, so you can't come, but I can wear gloves, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I can wear gloves. So let me just cross over here.
Yeah.
Captain, I'll come back. I am not I'm not I'm not running away from you. Okay. So gloves, because like we said, the process here is very rigorous. We need to make sure
must make sure
again,
that, you have gloves on and-
But we
yeah.
washed our hands earlier on. We washed our hands, sanitized, made sure that I even have like a
Yeah.
net on just to make sure that my hair is not all over the place in the kitchen. Okay, chef. All right. What do you want me to do?
Right now we're gonna be doing a chicken in coconut curry.
Okay.
Yes, so we're gonna fry a bit of the onions here.
Okay.
So I got the onions with me. So I got the onions here. So
right.
we're gonna fry the onions. Yeah.
So you have your onions.
Yeah, I have the
Okay.
onions. I can use a spoon, a bit of onions there.
All right. So how much do you need?
About 200 grams. 2 spoons. 2
So
spoons.
chef,
Yeah.
you know me, I'm just
Yeah,
eyeballing,
2
yeah?
spoons. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Then we got a bit of garlic on the same. Just
Oh,
do the
you
same.
have your garlic. Okay.
Yeah. Bit of garlic.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much?
About
garlic-
100 grams. About half a spoon.
Half.
Have a spoon, yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. That's a
Okay.
lot. That's okay. Then I got my chicken.
Chicken.
Yeah,
Okay.
got a
All
spoon
right.
there. Have a chicken, a bit of chicken here.
Okay. But
Yeah.
something
Yes.
else that I realized, chef,
Yeah.
is that you have to measure everything. So all
You
this
have to
has
measure.
been
We have to
measured.
measure everything. You have to
Okay.
measure everything before preparation. You have to ensure that
Okay.
what you're serving the customers is
Yeah.
per
This is enough.
the required
Okay.
measurement
All right.
standards.
That's enough?
That's enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to measure everything. What if you don't measure? Because what I've realized with cleans is that all the meals are of the same, the portion are the same.
Yeah, when you're portioning the meals, when you're doing the portioning of the meals,
Yeah.
you have to make sure that everything is measured. because this is a standard. We have a standard. Each class have their own, they have their own standard. If you are doing business class, the grammage is on the higher side. If you're doing economic class, the grammage is a bit on the lower side.
Okay.
But this is a standard that is in a collaboration with our customers,
Yes.
like KQ, other airlines,
Okay.
that we have a standard way of doing the meals.
You know, something else that I read is that if you go up, like, for example, 50 or 5 grams for every meal,
Yes.
that could interfere, like, I don't know, fuel, the plane will stop somewhere before it gets to its destination. I don't, is it the weight?
The weight, also the weight has to be considered, yeah? The
Okay.
weight of the flight has to be considered. Whatever we are loading on the flight has to be considered. And all those things have to be taken care of.
Okay.
All the way from the process.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, for example, if a plane leaves at 4 p.m.
Yes.
today,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
When do you start preparing the meals?
The flight
When
leaving
do
at
you
4 p.m.
serve?
today, it means that we have to do the meals 7 hours behind.
Okay.
So we have to ensure that all the meals have been prepared before 7 hours. Because we go for loading at around 2 hours before the flight departs. So we have to ensure that 7 hours before,
Okay.
all the meals have been prepared, packaged, the security checks have been done, and just in the code rooms, just doing code soaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if supplier wangushe?
Supplier,
suppliers
you
late.
see because of the time frame, the time frame. Yeah. Okay, if suppliers sometimes, here and there you have an issue because
Traffic
sometimes,
jam, Nairobi wamekoma kwa traffic
sometimes
somewhere.
in case we get into such a scenario, we now will have to give a substitute.
Yes.
That we have to agree with our customers. We don't just wake up and decide that we are serving this meal.
Yeah.
We have to consult our customers that we are giving this substitute. We are giving a carrot instead of a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Because
You don't just decide.
Yeah,
to
we
say,
don't just decide.
It
We have
is
to
because
consult our
supplier A
customers. Yes.
failed us. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So our chicken is ready.
Our chicken is not ready. Now
Okay.
we're still
All
on the
right.
chicken.
Okay.
So you have to put a bit of sauce now. Sauce
Oh,
is
the
here.
sauce.
The
Oh,
chicken.
that's beautiful. What's that?
That's coconut sauce. That's coconut curry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You got a bit of sauce in it.
Oh,
Like to do it.
that
Just
looks
try.
beautiful. Okay. I'm your sous chef
Yeah.
today.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
How much of this do you want?
Just about 2 teaspoons.
3.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's usually like a case of like allergies,
Allergens are quite important because we have to ensure that because most of the flights are not free. Most of our customers are not free.
Yeah.
So we have to ensure that when we are preparing our meals, in terms of allergens, because it's a whole profile.
Yeah.
We have special meals. You have to take care of special meals.
Yeah.
People who have dietary issues. Yes, the people who is about diet, people who are unwell, people who are sick, we have to
Yeah.
take care of them. Yeah. Yes.
All right.
So we have religious meals.
Oh, yes,
have to be
that
taken
you have
care of.
to.
Yeah.
So is there like a certain type of food that you tend to not focus so much on because,
No. Standard way of
You
doing
make
the
everything.
standard way. Everything has to be done in a standard way.
Okay.
There's no meals that will make assumption that this is economy or this is business. All the meals have to be prepared in a standard way.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So then after the chicken.
After now the chicken, I put a bit of dania.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Do I just eyeball it?
Yeah,
You said you measure everything.
Yeah, just
Okay.
Dania.
All right. That's fine.
That's
Do you
fine.
need more?
Yeah, a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Because like we said earlier on, we need tastes.
Yes. Taste, yeah.
We need tastes. Okay. All
Then
right.
there's something I told you about the temperatures.
Yes.
Temperatures are critical.
Yeah.
So we have to take the
You have
temperatures
to
of the
measure.
meals. You have to
Wow.
take the temperatures
Yeah.
of the meals. Have
And-
to ensure that
Yeah.
before the meals get
Yeah, and you have your wing
No, the wing- that will
machine
come
here,
later.
right?
Yes.
Yes. So after the meal is prepared is when you measure it.
Yeah, I have to take the temperatures of the meals. As I
Okay.
told you now, that one is okay. It's above 72 degrees.
Okay.
That's within the whatever. So
that's
all the
within the-
meals have to, especially this is chicken.
Okay.
It's a high risk product.
Yes.
So we have to ensure that we are taking the temperatures of the product while doing the preparation. I cannot just remove
Oh,
this
yeah.
meal
As
and
you
assume it's
normalize,
okay.
you know the way we
no,
do
we
at
have
home.
to. No, temperatures have to be taken.
Okay.
Yes.
All
we
right.
have to take the temperatures now.
Okay.
We empty into the small containers.
And then that's done. Okay.
That's ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Empty into the
Look
small
at that.
containers. And then after preparation now we go into the blast chilling. This meal from 72 degrees,
Yes.
it has to come down to 5 degrees within less than 2 hours.
How
so
do you
from
do
here,
that?
it goes into the blast chilling. Now there's the blast chilling here.
Okay.
Open. Temperatures are set. You have to set the temperatures. You have the temperatures, make sure that the temperatures are within.
Okay.
Then open, have the milk inside.
And then you blast it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you set the temperatures properly.
Because like you said, it has to be, again, 2 hours. It's fast paced. There's no time to you know, chill and wait for the meal to cool by itself. You have
Temperatures
to make sure
are on
that
now.
happens. Yeah.
So within about 20-30 minutes,
Yeah.
the meal will be ready to go.
The meal will be ready to go.
Now it will be packaging part of it. Yes. Now you have to do the packaging.
Okay.
Now I have to
Yes,
do.
we will do the packaging. But I have a question. I have a question for Captain.
Yes.
And you see, different airlines usually have like their ways of showcasing their culture and all those things. So then for you, what is it? You know that you do just to make sure that you showcase our you know, our culture, our traditions, our meals. What are some of those things that you serve?
So actually that meal that you saw being prepared
Yes.
is from free range chicken, kienyeji chicken. So
Yeah.
we also prepare our meals not just for the for our Kenyan passengers
Yeah.
who we love our kienyeji.
Yeah.
So when we're doing that, the person from West Africa is used to eating a different type of chicken. So we are showcasing what we are as Kenyans.
Okay.
And because the products are Kenyan,
Yeah.
we are showcasing our culture.
Yeah.
You'll see lots of
That's quite noisy,
lots
okay.
of beans. So we'll prepare our githeri in style
Yes.
on board.
Yes.
So our maize and beans. So that is also a part of showcasing our culture. Now, apart from just showcasing our culture,
Yeah.
we do catering, not just in Nairobi.
Okay.
So when we go to London, we pick the food from London. So the same thing that's happening here,
Yeah.
our Kenya Airways team go to London and do the same thing in London.
Really?
And then we do the same thing in America, from JFK. Same thing from South Africa,
Yeah.
from India.
Yeah.
So we also bring their culture in to our flights. So it's not just Kenyan outbound,
Yeah,
but
but
also,
also, yes, the
inbound
others too also,
and
yes.
the whole of Africa.
Yeah.
So our aim is sustainable development in Africa.
Yes.
So what we do is try and make sure that whatever culture we have within the African region, we try and replicate it in our foods and in our menus
I like
throughout.
that. I
Yes.
like that. That is amazing. So we need to take a break, but of course, when we come back, we talked about sustainability. And of course, we need to also understand, because again, that is what the world is moving into.
Correct.
So of course, we'd want to understand. So what exactly are you doing
Yes.
to contribute to the same, but also show you, you know, how packaging is done. Remember, we're blasting, you know, our chicken. We're preparing meals for passengers wanangoja. Okay, so we don't have too much time. So we need to blast the chicken. And then when we come back, of course, we'll be showing you how it is being presented to you on the plate. But if you have any question for Chef and for Captain Paul, feel free to also engage with us on our social media platforms. I'll be looking at your feedback in just a moment. Stay with us. This is your world.
The Communications Authority of Kenya, CA, regulates the broadcasting industry, promoting development of local content and ensuring responsible use of broadcasting platforms for national good. The Communications Authority of Kenya, opening your world.
At the first sign of pain, you need a solution that you can trust. Try Panadol Advance. With Panadol's Optizode formula, the tablet absorbs quickly and starts providing fast and effective pain relief you can trust. Try Panadol Advance.
The golden rules for a new beginning for a clear skin. Brought to you by Mentholatum Acnes. Do not let acne steal your beauty. Use Acne Care Kit to treat pimples, remove excess sebum, and reduce acne inflammation. The kit consists of Acne's creamy wash, soothing toner, and sealing gel. It's safe and gentle on skin types.
Mentholatum Acnes, a new beginning for clear skin.
It's your boy Ted Agwa kama kawa kutoka kwetu Mix.
Kama we ni mwenyeji, halo, kama we ni
And
mwenyeji.
this week,
it's your boy for the boy Kishamsham, Kinyam, Kitamsham, Third Music Gang, na tuko ndani ya kwetu Mix.
nitakuwa nakaa chini na the amazing group out of 254 Mbuzi Gang watuambie all kuhusu their recently released album ambayo imetoka juzi tu. And without forgetting the baddest producer out of 254 Vince on the beat kutoka kwa studio za Calligraph Jones atakuwa na to show the making of Sifu Bwana hit song featuring Nyashinsky only on NTV Monday to Friday from 5 mpaka 6 p.m. with me your boy Ted Agwa.
I feel so at one here. I should bring this Zen into my house.
When it comes to all things paint, we've got you covered. We know paint. Duracoat, ask the experts.
All right, welcome back, glad you're still with us. The show is Your World, and today we are at the NAS Airport Services headquarters right here at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. And like we said, today we're giving you a rare experience, and that is what goes behind as far as, in-flight meals. How different are they, being prepared as compared to the normal meals that you usually prepare at home. And of course, we've learned so much during the first part of the conversation, but also Captain Paul mentioned something which I think is very, very essential, and that is on the sustainability of the same. And of course, like we said, the world is moving towards sustainability. So then the question is, Captain Paul, and then I'll go back to Chef, and we'll show you how the meal is being packaged after all the rigorous process. So Captain, sustainability, what is that for you? And how then does that translate into the meals, that is being served at the plane?
So it's our vision, first of all, to sustainability for us is about making sure that from an economic perspective, so there's economic sustainability.
Okay.
Then, and that's what we were showcasing, and I'll talk about a certain particular flight
Okay.
that we did, a sustainability flight. However, it's also our way of life. So sustainability, from the food perspective, I started off is where do we get the products? How do we put money in the pockets of our farmers?
Our farmers, it's important, yeah.
And also, how do we support the local people like Chef Tim,
Yes.
who is a local, who is preparing food for us
Yes.
on board the aircraft.
Yes.
And it's a very sensitive process. Then there is sustainability also in terms of the environment. How we prepare the food so that we do not have CO2 emissions. So that's part of the sustainability now. It's not just how we prepare the foods. I heard you talk about weight of the food.
Yeah.
So each time we have a certain flight, the weight of the food is based on the passenger numbers, and we call that, it's called a punchy code.
Okay.
So the punchy code is the weight of all the food that comes on board the aircraft, and we measure that to the kilo. Now, for each kilo extra that we have on board, we burn every 1 ton we burn 4 kilos extra. So if we divide that into kilos, so for every kilo we fly, and we have hundreds of flights per day. So we multiply that. The multiplier effect is very high.
Yeah.
So By reducing the weight and ensuring the weight is just right, we also make sure that we don't emit carbon emissions into them. So it's not just food, it's also the environment, the people, the economy. So that's sustainability. And it's sustainability within Africa and the world.
And isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? And you won an award. So kudos, congratulations.
So asante sana. So we won an award
Yes.
on a partnership between us and Nasaver.
Yes.
So between us and Nasaver, we look at what we need to prepare for our guests. And we were finalists, by the way, in 6 categories. Some of them were about carbon emissions, engaging the customer. So we were finalists in engaging the customer, like I'm engaging you.
Yes.
This is how we engage the customers.
Nice.
And also engaging our employees. But what we did also, these
Yeah,
are
I mean,
some
look at
of the
this.
meals that we prepared
Yes.
that are all organic.
Yeah. Oh, organic.
So everything is organic.
Yeah.
So from here, if you see the veggies, the veggies it's easy to see that they are organic.
Oh yeah, the organic, yes.
However, if I come to this dessert,
Yes.
this
I want
dessert,
people to take a
Can-
guess
can you-
for
can
a
you take
second.
a
Can you
guess
guess
of-
what exactly this is? Director Mike, can you guess what exactly this is? I'm curious. I'm curious to understand. Okay.
so
What is this? Mike, what do you guess this is? The thing is a cake.
aha. So interesting.
Yeah.
This is sweet potato and chocolate mousse.
What?
So sweet potato from our farmer created to be this way, and the taste was fantastic.
That is amazing. I am curious.
That is why we won the award, based on how this was prepared
Yes.
between our partnership between ourselves and us.
Yes.
This is one of the reasons we won the award.
This is amazing.
So, Chef, how did
yes.
this is?
How did you prepare
This is a fusion.
Yes.
This is a fusion between our culture and the modern cuisine.
Yeah.
So we bring all of them together.
Yeah.
Then we came up with this dessert. So we think about our culture.
Yeah.
What our old people used to do.
Yeah, we love sweet
Yeah,
potatoes.
we used to use sweet potatoes. They used to use pumpkin. Yeah. So it's lot of. Can we try to bring that fusion?
Yeah.
Pumpkin, sweet potato, and chocolate. It is wow. If you taste this
Isn't
one,
that
it's wow.
amazing? Can I taste it?
Yeah.
I'm a foodie. I love to eat.
Yeah.
I want to taste and see this for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see how this tastes like. Okay, as chef gets this is amazing, and all those things. I mean, and then also there's usually that question of first class and or business class and economy, right? Are they served the same meal? Is it different? You know, and all those things. So, chef, do you wanna help with that?
So
the question of yes, first class. and,
So
yeah.
what we normally do on board the aircraft, so the food comes to us in our kitchen, our galley,
Yes.
and the cabin crew take it out, and this is what they do. So for the first class passenger, they will serve their starter
Okay.
this way.
All
So
right.
this is a starter for a first class passenger.
Okay. What is that? What is that made of?
So this
That's
is
bulgur.
Okay.
Bulgur and quinoa. with
Burgo and
avocado.
quinoa
Yeah.
with avocado.
Yes.
Hey, even
Yeah.
the name.
That's
okay.
a fusion. That's a fusion. I said that it's about the culture.
Yes.
That's bulgur, quinoa, and avocado.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So of course there's a difference. So that is what you serve on the business class.
correct, and this is our starter for economy.
Ah, good.
So the difference in presentation, so you get sometimes
Yeah.
what you pay for,
That's the
but
thing.
still we still give both of our
Quality.
passengers good quality.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Part of it between the business and economy. Economy, business is part of high profile, so it's taken care of. Presentation is a little bit different. The plating, the equipments are totally different. When it comes to economy, small equipments,
Yeah.
but the product is of high taste,
Yeah.
high quality. Flavors are taken care of.
Yeah.
Marination, nice marination are taken care of.
Oh, yeah.
Just the same standard.
Okay.
But the difference is the business class is high profile, taken care
Yeah.
of. Equipments are different.
Yeah.
and different presentation of it.
Yeah. Okay. And of course, earlier on we talked about how, again, based on the profile of the passenger, you will get to understand this person maybe might be lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
This other person. So all those things need to be. But
All those
again,
things
when
have
it
to be
comes to the
taken care of,
dietary
yeah.
restrictions, in terms of, for example, if we were taking like a 13-hour flight,
Yes.
we're seated most of the time. So then, what is it that influences your menu in terms of, you know, what we're eating in terms of the diet?
In terms of diet, if your flight is about 13 hours, then we'll have different sectors. We don't have just one sector. Maybe we'll have a hot meal, then we'll have a snack in between.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Hot meal and a snack in between.
Yes.
So heavy foods.
Heavy foods. No, we'll have a heavy food, maybe a hot meal, a heavy food, then you can just have a snack.
Okay.
In between the
Yeah, and then that's it. Again,
That's it,
dependent
yeah.
on how long the flight
Yeah.
is. You can have, snacks in between.
So,
which is-
so let me
which is
take
good.
like our flight to JFK.
Yes.
On our flight to JFK, we take off at around midnight. Most of the passengers come when they've eaten.
Oh,
so
yes.
you've just had your dinner. So that passenger wants a hot light meal.
Yeah.
So a hot light meal will not have the starter, the main meal, the dessert. So you just want something hot, light, and you can have maybe a soup.
Okay.
And that's what we normally will do for our business class passengers. Then somewhere in between the flight, because of so as we are going that way, the flight is night throughout, because we are gaining time. We take off at midnight and we land at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
But the flight is 14 hours.
Yes.
So sometimes you wonder, is the night that long?
Yes.
So what do? We're going to New York. So we have burgers.
Yes.
So there are burgers that are snacks for passengers. So when a passenger wakes up, that's on call.
Okay.
So such kind of things are
Is
what we
what
do
you consider, yes.
when we consider our passengers. What do they want? Because when you wake up in the middle of the night and you've been sleeping for 8 hours, but it's
Yeah.
still middle of the night,
Yeah.
you might want something to bite. So that's
Okay.
what we do, and then we'll serve the breakfast into landing in Saint station like that.
That is interesting. Okay, so we
No,
might want
we
to
got-
go
we
on
got
the
the
other
different
side.
concept, We got the long haul, as I said, and the short haul.
Okay.
So the long haul, the meals are quite expanded.
Yeah.
So the short haul is just less,
Yeah, meal.
about 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
Just get a snack. That's it.
And then that's
so the
it.
long haul has different sectors.
Uh-huh.
You have a breakfast, you can have a snack, you can have a hot meal.
Okay.
And by the end of it, you have maybe a sandwich. That's it. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to see how, after the entire meal is prepared, how then do you serve it, the presentation as well. So we want to see that, but I need to taste this,
Yes, please.
for a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me taste this as we go to the other side. I thought it would be yellow inside.
Imagine that.
We're using purple sweet potatoes.
Oh, purple sweet potatoes.
Yeah. We
Nice.
got, nice
Yeah.
variety of purple sweet potatoes.
We have
So
a
it's-
lot in the country,
Yeah,
right?
we got-
Okay,
yeah.
so this is what it looks like. Let's see.
Wow.
Mwah.
Captain, you can try?
Oh my gosh! Oh, this is so good. This is really good.
Amazing, and it's cool.
It's so cool.
Yes.
It is so cool. I can stay here forever. Will you allow me to just stay here for a day?
Before
get
you go into the
over here?
packaging, do you mind,
yeah.
Chef Tim,
I
just
think-
picking for me the sausage?
Okay. Here.
Just give me this.
All the things.
This. So, part of the sustainability challenge is organic food. So, Chef Tim maybe can tell us, what does
exactly
it look
is
like?
this?
This looks like a normal sausage, right?
It's a
normal
sausage.
Like a beef
Right?
sausage or like chicken sausage.
Chicken sausage.
Yeah, but these are vegetarian. These are veg sausage.
So-
Vegan.
Okay.
Yeah, these are vegetarian
Oh
sausage.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
hold it. Okay.
So, this is a vegetarian
So
sausage.
this is
sausage.
vegetarian.
Yeah, that's vegetarian, pure vegetarian. So the whole meal there is vegan. There's no, it's protein-based, plant-based. Everything
Oh,
is
wow.
plant-based.
This
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yes.
But for again, people who are not vegan or vegetarian, you also have a meal for
Yes.
them.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Okay, chef. Then let's go on the other side. See
And as
the
you said,
entire,
this one as well. This is
packaging. Yeah.
This is
Okay.
this is sustainability. These are feeding chicken. This is kuku ya kienyeji.
Yes.
Kienyeji chicken.
Yes.
So we serve this on board.
Yeah.
A bit of sweet potatoes, a bit of pumpkin, a bit of spinach,
And then
a bit
that's
of
it.
sauce.
Yeah.
That's it.
And like you said, they have to be at a certain temperature,
Such a temperature.
like that. Okay. All right. Let's go plate. And see what that looks like. Even as Captain actually just shows us, what's happening here. But let's cross over to this other side and see how that is being done. Rare process. So we're done. The chicken again blasted in there. So the temperatures they have to be at a certain temperature for it to be, again, considered healthy, because we do not want bacteria. So chef, we have everything ready, right?
Yeah, all the products are in the chiller.
Okay,
Just
all right.
waiting them to cool down.
Okay, all right. But let's talk about the scale in terms of what is the ideal, what is the ideal weight?
The protein part of it should be about 100 grams.
100 grams.
About the starch is about 60 grams. About the veg is about 50 grams.
Okay.
So the total meal should be about 200 grams.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And like you said, you have to work behind in terms of like...
have to work backwards.
Yes, backwards, yes. So 7 hours, everything has to be ready, packaged, and ready to go. Yes. But what specific, for example, duration of time that if a food lasts, then it is no longer considered fit for consumption?
We got a way of doing the meals. We have color codes for the day.
Okay.
We have color codes for each day. So each day has their own color code. And the meals are supposed only to last in the process for about 12 hours. Once we portion the meals, within 12 hours, they have to be out of the process.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So the color code for today will be a different color code for tomorrow. So by tomorrow, if I'm doing the meals today, by tomorrow 12 o'clock, the meals have to be out of the process.
Okay.
Because we have the color code system that is in the process.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So 12 hours no longer considered fit for consumption. But then again, like I said, the kitchen is so busy, it's so fast-paced, it's a lot is happening. So then what do you do to make sure that hygiene is top-notch? But at the same time, when it's up there, we do not have cases of food poisoning, no bacteria.
Food safety is quite important in this process. You have to make sure that all the steps that are in the process, critical control points, they are monitored. There are people who are doing just the monitoring part of it. We got the quality assurance team with us. We have a team that works with the food safety, quality assurance team that works with us to ensure that the cooks, apart from doing just the cooking, there's somebody who's working behind us to ensure that all the meals have attained the correct temperatures, all the meals are within, all the meals are as per the required standards.
Okay.
So this quality assurance, which is key for us.
Okay.
And all the meals have to be taken, the samples. Whether you're doing the meals, whether you're cooking the meals, if I cook the meals, they have to be taken, they have to take some samples, they have to go to the lab.
Okay.
So they have to go to the lab for the analysis.
Ah.
Yes. So
Wow.
before we even, each and every meal that we prepare, samples have to be taken for analysis.
Okay.
So in case there were bacteria, we know even before sometimes, because we have 7 hours before the meals are consumed, then we know that there's an issue with a meal, certain meal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
And then, so then what happens to the meal that, for example, because there's a percentage who do not finish their meals, or the one that, again, has stayed for over 12 hours? What happens to them? Where do you take them?
as part of sustainability, all the meals that have issues, maybe have come up from on board, we don't take them into the process. All the meals are disposed. But through the disposing, because it's all about our environment. We have to take care of our environment. We don't want to pollute.
Yeah.
We have to take care of carbon emissions.
That's true.
So we have to ensure that all those meals that we are coming from on board, the leftovers, the waste, we have in collaboration with some farmers who are coming, collecting the meals, then they go and recycle, and they can make animal feed. They make animal feeds.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
all
part
right.
of
sustainability. The sustainability.
There's nothing that goes in the waste.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
The waste comes, then we have the people that come with the collection, when they go to their premises, make animal feeds out of it.
Ah,
Yes.
good. Okay. Are we ready to do the presentation? Now, I know we need to blast it for a while, but we need to see. We need to see how all those things, happen. Because like we said, we have to measure, and of course, the entire chain in terms of from pre-production, production, and of course, to having the meal on board, and even after, has to go through a rigorous process. Yes.
That will be taken care of, and that actually takes place after blast chilling. The meals goes to into the chilling. But now with this one, you can just
and then you have to chill.
You have to chill again.
Oh wow.
But now you can just take the temperature of the meals.
All right.
Just check whether they are within. Then we can do the assembly part of it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's fine. So we get it from
Blast
there.
chiller.
Ooh, it's cold. It is so cold.
We have to get the
So
temperature
cold
of the
in
meals.
here.
So has not yet achieved because it has to be about less than 5 degrees.
Less than 5 degrees.
So
okay.
still needs some more time.
So it still has
Yeah.
to go through some more time.
The rice. The rice as well.
That rice actually looks really nice.
So you have to take the correct temperature.
Okay. All right.
About
So we
2
have to
minutes,
wait. Oh yeah, because you do not want to serve.
Something that is quite critical is that when we're serving the meals on board, that I need to do a bit of correction that Captain mentioned.
Yes.
We don't serve the meals when they're frozen. From production part of it, the meals are chilled. There's nothing that goes on board when it's frozen. All the meals goes at temperature of 5 degrees.
Okay.
So they're not frozen. Frozen meals have to be minus 10 degrees, minus 20 degrees. But our meals from production, when you're doing the loading, they have to be chilled at about a temperature of 5 degrees.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And
Just a bit of correction that.
Yes.
Yeah. 5 degrees.
Yes.
Yes.
5 degrees, absolutely important and utmost. Okay. And of course, like we talked about the different, menus that you have, and how important it is to fit every single passenger.
Yes.
Again, because at the end of the day, the food is the most important thing. If the food is bad, even if the flight was smooth,
You see, if the food,
we'll talk about the food.
The food aspect, we have to consider that, as I said before, we have to make sure that there is sustainability. All our farmers are practicing sustainable products. We have sustainable organic products. We are getting organic products. All our farmers are putting that, they have that practice in their premises. Come to our suppliers. Our suppliers have to be certified.
Yeah.
Before even you get into the preparation, our suppliers have to be certified to ensure that whatever we are receiving is of good quality.
Yes.
Before it even gets to the process.
Okay.
As well, so sustainability part of it is to ensure that all that you're getting from our farmers, they're sustainable, they're organic, they have been grown in ambient temperatures, and if it's a chicken, they have been taken care of properly, and there's no part of environmental pollution.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
So
yeah,
our
we don't
farmers
want
have
that.
to take care of that.
Take care of the environment.
Yeah, take care of
Okay,
the
so
environment.
Chef, we literally have 5 minutes to go to end the show.
Yep.
I know. So let's start packing. But of course, I have a question for Captain, even as you do that. So, for example, somebody is watching us and thinking, okay, I have like a small farm. And of course, this is what I grow and all those things. So before this person is approved and certified, right? What are some of the things that you go through? What are some of the things that you have to check that they have to have before they're certified?
So part of what we do in terms of certification is an auditing process.
Okay.
So we have a checklist, and through the checklist we check whether the farmer is carrying out the farming in a certain way, the type of fertilizer, how they grow their products, how their workers, they're groomed, when they are harvesting.
Yeah.
Where do they store the produce? So that is the audit that you go through to get someone certified.
Yeah.
So they must make sure that they show the process of how everything has been grown, or if it's live products, how the slaughtering. So all our food is halal.
Okay.
So that way we make sure that we cater for all our customers. And also we have kosher meals for the Jewish. So we cater for different customers, and the way you prepare either the product from when you're growing it to when you harvest it, to when you store it, all that is checked. And we continuously do that to make sure that you have a clear standard from a safety standard. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, it's important. It's important to do that. Okay. So Chef is very busy. Chef, do you need me? We're okay. Can we measure and see? Yeah. So what is the ideal weight? Once again, just in case someone is curious to understand the ideal weight as far as every single meal that is served on the plane should abide by.
Business class should be between 200 and 220 degrees for hot meal. Yes, that is
Okay,
standard.
no, but for the weight.
Grams.
The grams.
The grams, yes.
200, about 200 to
200.
220
Okay.
grams.
Okay. Grams.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So you can go and do the bit of
Oh yeah.
shredding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
So we just do the rice. So do the rice. The rice should be about 60 grams.
60 grams. Okay.
Yeah.
So as he's doing this,
Yeah.
a lot of passengers do think that their food is 3-4 days old.
Yes.
Today you have seen how we take care of you. We actually prepare the food on the day of
Yes.
departure
Yeah.
or the night of departure, depending if
Yes.
it's an early morning flight. So, and it's prepared with this kind of care,
Yes.
which is part of our essence as Kenya Airways.
Yeah.
So we are caring, we are African.
Yes.
So African is how we give you the food.
Yeah.
So we serve you the food with 2 hands. So our essence is part, that is also how we give out our African culture by serving you this meal with our 2 hands, well prepared.
Yeah.
So we can see Chef Tim
Yes.
preparing this meal in the back of our heads. And the crew
Yeah.
become our chefs on board.
Yes.
So they are our sky chefs. So that's what we do on
Yeah.
every flight.
Yes.
And it's a delight for us to
Yeah.
serve each guest
Yeah.
with this kind of meal all
So
the
then
time.
when it comes to delivery of service and all those things, what are you most proud of as Kenya Airways? Because again, you represent us,
Yes.
our culture, and how we are as a people. What is one thing that you're so proud of, and especially when it comes to the meals?
So one of the things that I love about us is the engagement that our crew give as they are serving you. When you're given a meal and you go to a restaurant and the chef engages you or the waiter engages you, whoever it is that is at the restaurant talking to you, by giving you a meal in a warm, caring manner that is well prepared, even the taste buds change. So we say the taste buds change up there.
Yes.
So by doing that, I'm proud of the team that does this from the time we prepare to the time we serve.
Yeah.
And that gives me lots and lots of joy by giving the customers something that they can enjoy. And that's our brand. So it creates us as a brand, Kenya Airways. We've won many awards for best business class. And that's because of how we do our
I like that.
service. Yes.
So then when it comes to sustainability, of course that goes all the way, not only from the meal that is being served on board, but also the question of utensils. What are we using, all the same. So what is it like for KQ and what are we moving towards? And what usually happens after, because I think that is one of the things that people usually ask. So then what happens after the food? What happens to, the containers that we use and all those things?
So all the utensils are rewashed.
Yes.
So we have huge laundry. We wash all our linen. We don't throw away things.
Okay.
We wash our utensils. We wash our and then the food is in such a way that once we get to wherever we're going to, they sort it in terms of the garbage canisters, and it will go into feeding of animals. So that's part of sustainability in terms of what we do with how we take care of the waste. But our utensils currently, so we did one flight on the 14th of May, the one I talked about, that on that flight, everything was recyclable.
Yes.
Including the pens and the paper.
Yeah.
It was made out of seeds. So you throw the paper, it grows into a plant.
Absolutely.
So that was one of the flights, and that's what we are moving towards, whereby everything is recyclable.
Yeah.
And if it's to the environment, it's friendly, so that whatever you use on board is friendly to the environment, and to the people. So part of this, when you look at healthy eating, you're told to eat 100 grams of meat.
Yes.
So we are also looking after
Consider
you when
that,
you come on board.
Yeah.
So we don't want you to become too big. So we are also looking after your health. We have some greens, we have some proteins, and that's part of the sustainability.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that. All right. So, Chef, look at this.
Yes.
Isn't this the most beautiful presentation that you've ever seen? Okay. So, before I get this, or when you're bringing this to me, of course, again, is this what you serve in? Do you have like specific containers that the food needs to be served in, just to make sure that
This is what you get on board.
Nice.
So it will be served in that casserole.
Yes.
With the KQ logo there.
Yes.
So this, and then you have all these components in the casserole. Yeah, so you have a protein, you have a veg, you have a starch part of it.
Okay.
Yes. So
All
then
right.
the breakfast, you have the sausages, you have the veg, Then you have a bit of like sweet corn.
Yes.
But this one now we have used because it's a bit of sustainability. We use the corn.
Yes, yeah, too.
Our Kenyan corn. Then you just make a bit of stew, and then you have the spinach with it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So this is your breakfast.
That's your breakfast.
Beautiful. Okay. All right.
So,
then
so
we
this
have
is what we are doing now in COVID, so that we don't touch your meal.
Oh yes.
But pre-COVID, what we were doing, the food was coming in foil, and we were plating for you, and we were making art on the aircraft.
Yes.
So we were plating on a normal plate, and we were presenting this differently.
Yeah.
So as we get out of the COVID, we'll go back to plating, especially for the business class persons.
Yes. I love that. I love
so
that.
you expect to get this meal on board. The meal will be the same texture.
Yeah.
Temperatures have been controlled in the process. The meal will be chilled, not frozen.
Not frozen. Yes.
So it gets on board when it's chilled. Then the crew on board, they just have to reheat it.
Yes.
Yes.
I like that. So we need to end the show right now. Again, I'm just gonna taste because I eat.
Yeah, tasting is gonna be done.
I love it. So I want you to taste this, but even as we finish, I'd want you again, Captain, to speak to the people as far as the whole aspect of safety, because we've seen the entire process, how rigorous it is. But that one thing that people need to know as far as in-flight menus, what would you tell them?
So Kenya Airways safety is our license to operate, and everything that we do, completely, all the processes, take care of. We take care of all the safety aspects. We make sure that the food that you have on board is safe for consumption, tasty, and our teams from NAS to the teams on board, our in-flight team, are trained to make sure that when they heat the meals in the ovens, they heat them to the right temperature, right amount of time, to make sure that we deliver to you a safe product that you will always be able to have, and you will not get sick on board.
Absolutely.
Because you don't want you getting sick on board.
Absolutely.
So we give you a fantastic product that is safe.
Okay.
And that's really what we do, at all the time.
All right, and of course, Chef, very quickly before we end the show, speak to your people, tell them the whole process and as far as just making sure the food is safe and all those things. One thing that people don't know as far as in-flight meal.
In-flight meals, they're wow. One thing, they're wow. In-flight meals, they go through the process. It's not just like the kawaida meals where you just get the meals and you just cook and eat.
Yeah.
There's a long process in for preparation of the meals. So you have to make sure that the temperature controls are taken care of. You have to ensure that the products are prepared properly.
Okay.
You have to make sure that all the documentation is done. You have to make sure that our food are sustainable. Yes,
which is
we are
the most
getting
important thing,
our foods are organic. Then we have to ensure that all the food aspect, the safety food aspect part of it.
Yeah.
Safety is quite key in the process.
Absolutely.
We cannot do without safety.
Oh, yeah.
So we have to ensure that our meals are safe for human consumption.
Okay. Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Chef Team, together with Captain Paul, and of course the entire NARS Air, as well as Kenya Airways, for allowing us into their premises today to just take you through the behind the scenes as far as food preparation is concerned, and that is on the in-flight meals and menu. Now you know, okay? So don't board a plane and then think, I chakula ilipikwa 4 days ago. No, it is freshly made. And of course, you can see the entire process. My name is Winnie Lubembe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've learned a lot from today's show. And of course, like we said, special thanks to Kenya Airways as well as NAS Air, right? who helped us today to make this show a success. I have to taste the food. I want to taste the chicken that we made.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this
I
is
want to.
gonna,
Yes.
this
Let
is
me
gonna
have
now,
the spoon as we close.
We're gonna reheat.
Oh, we have to reheat. We've lasted it. Remember?
Yeah, when the meals come on board, you have to reheat first.
So goodbye as we reheat the meal.
Yes, you have to reheat and you do the testing.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, but you saw the entire process. Goodbye, guys. Have yourselves a lovely day ahead, because it's not safe as well for me to eat it when it's like this.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.